filly mares lining up in behind that Metro Home Building Center starting gate for the Thursday night opener. Over to Vance Cameron for the race call.
J.J. Kinley, You Ain't Dolly, Bayside Alexis, I Can Do It. Vintage winner Elm Grove, Nancy, back in the game. 7 of them up on the gate. Tonight's first race, top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. Rough and pacing, You Ain't Dolly, I Can Do It. Back in the game from the far outside, leaving out. Crossing over fourth is Vintage winner J.J. Kinley, fifth. Then around the turn in sixth, Bayside Alexis, the early trailer, Elm Grove Nancy. Up the backstretch they go. You Ain't Dolly at the rail. Lead is short-lived. Back in the game for Kenny Arsenault. Drives up to take over. You Ain't Dolly now in second. I Can Do It third. Vintage winner fourth. That's J.J. Kinley in fifth. Racing sixth, Bayside Alexis. Trailing seventh, that's Elm Grove Nancy. They're on past the opening quarter. The leader back in the game. The quarter was up 28-3. You Ain't Dolly goes second. I Can Do It third. Vintage winner fourth. Moving to the outside fifth. J.J. Kinley is underway. Taking over sixth on the outside is Elm Grove Nancy. Now the trailer at the rail. Bayside Alexis. They approach the opening half mile. Led by back in the game. Second, that's You Ain't Dolly. First up, third on the outside. J.J. Kinley on the rail. Fourth, I Can Do It outside of fifth. That's Elm Grove Nancy. Now in sixth, Vintage winner. Trailing seventh, Bayside Alexis. 59-2, the opening half mile. Onward to go to the 5/8. The leader back in the game. J.J. Kinley marching first up on the outside. Towards the rail, You Ain't Dolly third. Picking up fourth on the outside is Elm Grove Nancy. Nowhere to go. I Can Do It. Race is fifth. On the outside is Vintage winner. Trailing up the rail, Bayside Alexis. They're well grouped past the three-quarters. Led by back in the game in 1:30-1. J.J. Kinley plugs along on the outside second. Third up the rail, You Ain't Dolly. I Can Do It. Fourth, they're homeward bound in tonight's opener. Back in the game, the leader. J.J. Kinley came early and hanging around late. They're in deep. Stretch now. Back in the game. J.J. Kinley back in the game. Hangs on for Kenny Arsenault. Then J.J. Kinley, and we need a show photo. Time of the mile at 2 minutes. 1/5.
Okay, we're going to get a look at the Universal Media slow-mo, and J.J. Kinley came to play here tonight on the rail for Vaughn Doyle. A gutsy first over effort and gave a big scare to the backers of the 7 back in the game as Arsenault went to the lead as expected. You Ain't Dolly and Bradley fired out as expected as well, and so did I Can Do It. And that's how they sat 7-2-4 at the quarter, 28-3 back in the game, still leading at 59-2. J.J. Kinley and Doyle came first up, and like I mentioned, gutsy first over effort, three-quarters, 1:30-1, and they battled down the lane, but back in the game shows their back class and gets the job done here in the opener. Time of the mile, 2 minutes, 1/5, and great effort from the one J.J. Kinley. She gets the deuce in here and just couldn't get there on the line, but what an effort from her here today as the 7 does get the job done. By ahead here in the opener, we'll see Arsenault and back in the game, back in the Red Shores winner circle in just a moment.
Back in the game, arriving at the first race winner's circle, Bay Pacing mare 5 by Articulator from the Badlands Hanover Dam, Troxel, Hanover. Home by Kevin Harvey and Charles Bolden. Kenny Arsenault training and driving. Top of the mile in 2 minutes, 1/5. Back in the game in the Thursday night opener at Charlottetown.